Okay, so today we're going to practice. I'm going to show you how to make a donut, a tasty donut. So you have your Play-Doh. You're going to take a little chunk off. This will be for your fun icing and your sprinkles and all that cool stuff. So take a little chunk off. That's going to be your additive things, because the big thing today is that we need to attach some pieces of clay together, but we're just practicing. So to make our donut, first things first, I'm going to roll a sphere, and we should be professionals at sphere rolling at this point, and kind of just flatten it a little bit. You still want it to have some oomph to your donut. All right. And if it's cracked on the side, that's okay, because we're just practicing today. But next, I'm going to take my little rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, ta-da, use your finger. Ta-da, poke the hole through. And then lightly open it up a little bit to the shape of whatever donut you want. Okay. Oh, yeah, pop art's looking good. So remember, pop art are things that are popular, and back when it began, they loved the tasty treats, and the food was a very big subject for pop art. All right, next, I got my icing. So I'm going to actually take a little piece off. Smush it flat, really, really, really flat. And I'm gonna lay it over, make sure it kind of fits. And you don't have to make it perfect. I'm kind of actually I'm pulling the sides into different ones. So it looks like the icing's kind of melting over top of it. All right. Now you can't just attach that like a little blanket. First things first, you got to make the hole. So same thing with your finger or your rolling pin. Go ahead and make a little hole for your icing. Now the next step is next week you're going to have something called slip. It's a very wet clay. It's like a glue. But anytime I was going to attach something, I need to make something called score marks. These are score marks. They're just like little lines all over your Play-Doh or your clay. And it will help glue it onto each other. All right, so we're practicing our score marks. I'm going to pretend I'm putting some slip on here. Ooh, there's my glue. And then I'm going to put my icing on top. Push it down in. Fold it over the sides. You can pinch and fold it to make it look like it's kind of dripping over the sides. And remember, when we come to painting, I know it's all one color right now, but when you paint it, you can paint it as bright and fun as you want. So this icing that's now like a folded over little blanket on our donut will be a different color. Okay, push it in. All right, the last steps, we can add sprinkles two ways. One, you can use like a wire tool and add little lines in different directions. That's a good way to add them. In fact, I would like if you do it both ways. Add just another dimension to your sculpture. All right, there's some sprinkles. Or you can take your tiny little clay, and actually I will have a garlic press out, and I'm going to press some clay for you, for be it cheese if you're making a taco, or sprinkles if you're making a donut, and press some out. And you can use some of these little tiny babies and sprinkles. Now you can't just sit them on there. You have to make sure next week when you're using it, a little bit of water, and then kind of press them down. Okay, so it's a practice day. We're just practicing with these sprinkles, but you want to make sure that, see, these are already score marks in there. It kind of helps your extra 3D sprinkles to sit on top of there. But you'd be adding a little bit of water and pressing them down. All right. And like I said, it's practice day. Have fun. Practice as many foods as you want. And figure out which one you want to focus on next week to start. Because you might get to make more than one, but some of you might only get to make one. So figure out which one you want to make. And there is our little pop art donut. We'll also go into fractions. So this would be a whole donut. You can make a bite out of it. It's up to you.